Namburi namme.
Wangang gomiduna dum screen the top do nang silly natrodo.
Oh, yare tamo.
James Yarniko.
Oh, yarni.
Good evening. Nasihi program sa linksing biriba Ozasing amadi Facebook ki live ki kuthang da yang biriba mayang pumna makpu People's Campaign for Resurgent Manipur PCRM gi maikay dagi aham ba magtada ikokno na kurumjari. Before we start the program, I would like to take this opportunity to share a little bit about People's Campaign for Resurgent Manipur PCRM. So PCRM was founded in 2011, and it was an initiation by a group of citizens who were and are concerned with the prevailing state of affairs in the state of Manipur. We had some primary objectives, of which some primary objectives, if I have to mention, would be to cultivate a culture of informed conversation and debate around social and political issues, and also to make the political class, the public institutions, and our leaders accountable to citizens, as well as the range of social issues that the citizens face. And electoral politics and election is a major part of it. So PCRM's major challenge was to intervene in 3 consecutive state assembly elections. Therefore, in run-up to the upcoming General Assembly elections, PCRM is planning to organize a series of panel discussions, lectures, and interviews on various social and political issues, where we would invite experts and commentators on social and political issues. So to start this month-long journey, today we have a discussion on public issues in electoral politics, reflections on the forthcoming Manipur State Assembly elections, where we have our esteemed panelist, Oja R.K. Nimai, retired IAS, and Oja Pradip Phanjoubam, who is the senior editor. And to moderate today's panel discussion, we have Dr. N. Surjitkumar, lecturer, Department of Political Science, Indira Gandhi National Tribal University. So to proceed with the program, I would like to hand over to our respected moderator, Oja Surjit.
Good evening, respected panelists and the members of PCRM, Tamo, Bimol, and others. Ngasigi ako'y discussion nasigi team that ako'y kanonasu babinan so already haibikre public issues and electoral politics. Reflection on the forthcoming Manipur State Assembly election, which is due in early February 2022. So we all know that we have lots of issues. And before I start with this, I would just introduce our 2 renowned panelists, which I don't need to introduce to others, but I just want to mention first Dr. R.K. Nimai, retired IAS, who is very renowned and very popular figure, and everyone knows in different panel discussion, including ISTV and other popular TV channels. And second one, Tamo Pradip Phanjoubam, who is also a renowned journalist and editor of Imphal Review of Arts and Politics. Ahanbada ay yambong Dr. R.K. Nimai da adum discussion oina question ama katang hangjagya aduga yambong na ikoi ngasai hariba question na sida adum answer oina pibiraga matang damok Tamo Pradip Phanjoubam da hangjage. We all know that Manipur has lots of issues, especially in social, political, and economic arenas. So in the forthcoming elections, Manipur State Assembly elections, will have a very good fight among different political parties. And only important concern for this panel discussion is how to reach the issues and how to resolve the issues in the public domain. So the first question to Dr. R.K. Nimai is, what according to you are the three most important issues of public importance in Manipur today? Yambong.
I will highlight only one, which I think is the most critical call. Because the ID administration, the Yamsang, I say Kontramari administration, the Legerambani, the ins and outs of the thinking of the government and how they do the business. I am aware of it. Akwegi Manipur gi quite a issue the utter lack of governance. Governance can it later but don't know. Example of Pizikeko, 1980s get away the new public management ki si lai. Larpakan sita India the so over economic reforms got Karika Laktana, I think Matang Laktana right to information got Karika Mayam si lai. The Akwegi Manipur Dana see in the Hibase. Universe the change is the only Suling Ling the bottom the Ibase. I think Manipur unfortunately change is not happening. We are trying to resolve issues, 21st century issues there. 19th century tools settle bureaucracy the hana thamjake bureaucracy the civil service the MCS khang the IS khang the from all disciplines ne adubu once administration the sange hai taragati we have to be aware of the public administration gisi lari pap tam public administration I basically I am a student of science I did biochemistry ki chhatra ne adubu Akoina Sarkar, the Sanga, a training tower at the work answer the public administration get like by the Samuelson economics key at them by Tauraga, the public finance key, a like later got them by Karigano Hyperkanda. When a decision Loropa or policy Torbakanchita, what is happening around the world? We Kangbam Sangi. The Hujiksi, unfortunately, economics Loropa Saturday Kanganiko, the solo swan model of economic growth ka karega se ata khang de aduna akhoi advice speak to reba bureaucracy sina khangre adagi population increase or pagi model the modified sala model ka hyper consider kari the khangre aduna hojik ano bagi prithvi the honga iba nangi new public management get la iba market economy na determine tawra iba khoda iba mayam asi aware with we are totally oblivious of what is happening around the world ha nagi sida sumsat pa hodi Manipur de lady issues mayam haiba tare ko masigi issue mayam sida kanana issue si hang kuina unsettled token le haloga so faster to hola ibasiki reason the governance ina son badagine matam chana tackle tawtaba appropriate tools is another tackle tawtaba khotaba mayam sini akoigi Manipur da hainaba ma leidi sini akoigi demand ama tawraga di antolon targa bhalat oidrega di sarkar da suko kowraga wari sate haibase that is the akoigi train ama khak layaba masi yam unfortunate oibani akoigi proactive oibagi issue sima kaya kanna hoida laite state ama chalai but hojik phawda many of the bureaucracy and even the ministers na khalle sarkar ke do bisa lai roi do no adi saga lai tragadi chading to wa yati haibagi concept si phawda akoi clear oi deba moi family run tawri bani sidai sida saga lai tana chading to bo sidi yati haibaji khang deba aduna eske do sarkar bisa lai roi do no haidana Kanbagi ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ bureaucracy ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ political leadership ꯁꯤꯗꯩꯁꯤꯗ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯀꯟꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯤ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯃꯗꯨꯒꯤ understand ꯇꯧꯗꯕꯒꯤꯅꯦꯕ how to increase our revenue ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ revenue ꯂꯩꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ successfully activities ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯌꯥꯏ ꯑꯗ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯊꯝꯖꯅꯤꯡꯉꯤꯁꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ bureaucracyꯅꯁꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ political leadershipꯁꯦ they are so ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ inured to new ideas ꯃꯣꯏ ꯀꯔꯤꯝꯇ ꯆꯪꯗꯦꯕ ꯃꯣꯏꯗꯤ ꯈꯪꯖꯔꯛꯄ ꯈꯔꯁꯤꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯆꯂꯥꯏꯕꯒꯤ ꯃꯑꯣꯡꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯩ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯂꯥꯛꯏꯕ change ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯈꯣꯠꯄ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ understandꯁꯤ ꯁꯨꯛꯇꯧ ꯇꯧꯗ꯭ꯔꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯩ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯤꯊꯤꯕꯤꯗ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯤꯒꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯑꯗꯩ even ꯄ꯭ꯔꯤꯊꯤꯕꯤ ꯇꯣꯛꯄꯤꯈ꯭ꯔꯣ ꯑꯇꯩ states like ꯅꯪꯒꯤ ꯒꯨꯖꯔꯥꯠꯇ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯇꯦꯂꯪꯒꯥꯅꯥꯗ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯁꯤꯛꯀꯤꯝꯗ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯕ even ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ neighboring state of Mizoramꯗ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯒꯣꯋꯥꯗ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯕꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ understand ꯇꯧꯗꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯒꯤꯗꯤ governance-ꯀꯤ ꯏꯁꯨꯁꯦ tackle ꯇꯧꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ problem ꯑꯌꯥꯝꯕꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ solve ꯇꯧꯒꯅꯤ ꯈꯜꯂꯤ ꯑꯗ ꯑꯩ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯝꯇ ꯊꯝꯖꯒꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ 2017ꯒꯤ electionꯒꯤ ꯃꯃꯥꯡꯗ Congress-ꯀꯤꯅ manifesto ꯐꯣꯡꯉꯦ BJP-ꯒꯤꯅ vision document ꯑꯃ ꯐꯣꯡꯉꯦ which supplement ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ substitutes the manifesto. Houju bhavada, not a single person from the parties or even from the government. These are the promises or assurances we have made. Adu see bhavada going to fulfill togre haibaje. Amo haide and they are this concern. Karigino haibakanda. Akhoigi election je. It was never foreign issues. It was all foreign personalities and make believe ki world now. Aduna Surjitkumar question ji aina reply piba ahamage oina aina haja taragadi quite a solve issue which Manipur is facing and which will determine whether Manipur will ultimately be put under Article 360 by declaring financial emergency. How you say machine haidana ai thamsege.
Thank you so much, Yambung, for your very thoughtful idea. Ngasagi akhoi Yambung na habi kiba hoi aina budi issue ahum haijabane adubu issue amasida adum ayamba issue ahum dulai cover tawbra haina aina khanjare. Thank you, Yambung. Mathangi
complete way na khanjabane.
Adum habidi issues ama khatang hairagasu adum it covers almost all the aspects of masai issue mayam do loina cover tawbra haina su aina su logjare mathangi ani suba kano akoi round amuk atopa ai gi adum kano amamuk yamung da lakjarake mathangda ekoi gi ani subada laibiriba panelists tamo Pradip ta ai sap manaba wang sadam hangjarage ngasai aina haijakhiba yamung nimai da su haijakhiba. What, according to you, are the three most important issues of public importance in Manipur today? Haibasida, sai tamor Pradip Phanjoubam su issue yaragadi ahum khatang hojik Manipur gi laiba Manipur today hai tare ne ko sidai laiba issue mayam sida quite gi maru aba important issue ahum khatang tamor nang tang thambiragadi yam noi jagani.
Thank you. Ahum boina tuan thami hotas muksai Yambungi Moderator stream of thought like in the week. Some organic say Yamu Hayam to me governance is important. Governance is pivotal. We Lebakam Pan consider government is not the same economy is Oka, we labor resources man see redistribute of the Aduga resources man see might optimally utilized out again. Aduga beneficially optimized utilized out again. Sarkar governance key Mathodiam Chong. The Silegi Kitang had happening considering the governance is where it's going to be no hikes. Where consider Quina individual vision like what people say. I don't know that with a superstructure as well because the rank moves up the Kopi Sarkar Sana Magi own genius Sinaraga out of the box thinking can how much is that permitted? Permitted law and I haven't the structure really thought we had to be put to branch in I explain those again. How is it going to happen? The Aquina Labak Ama Noire has to get the Noire again. Which are the water we post later every day. Okay, Horiva, Naharon since the Magi aspiration, Magi ambition maps. Might over the Masi ambition see prematurely to I be the bar, prematurely say unattainable or heavy or concerned about. Aduga ambition see anything is possible. Have walk in the current is kind of current to get heavy see the kinds of Sarkars and a governance had a structure, state structures require see short of get. The Manipur Molebakadi, Kitang Sway labor structures is sway, which is another way that we Pulapkin is Silicans is a one size fit all program and Silicans is a quiz, it's another portal labor ankle. The quality is also always getting that. I see hiding in the Mamonic saying, I have a load of me, see ambition, see Madame, I consider youthful aspiration, see quite alive with him to get, I consider. We need to invigorate the economy. Economy to consider the highest see aina passion or livelihood of the consider if it aligns with my passion, then it becomes the best option. I'm just reporting some livelihood as short already. Feel the hen has offered the chocolate can talk so in one job. Sanam chocolate was later to see if you want to quite the hunger against. Idea Nahamala consider Tasina Hargadi, a quiggy livelihoods, livelihood job assurance. Job assurance is any particular was a sitter to Tabaks already to Charani at the Sangi Heaven. Any Panjava to Sanjaraga, I means livelihood means certainly short of the heavy walk in the kind of calendar. I have a circus swim post. A quiz the Yangas the mind of Geda Kui Lebaks ready. Sakaki Tabakan Lakans, Sakata people made Sakata Legans the Yamso imbalance and Lehan over the home. Imbalance can some years. Example when the low cancer that private school was always in cigar. Government school was always in cigar. Tolopsicam Kenny and be except Kenna consider them synonym toucher. First choice will be Sakat Boko and just credit. Cancer quite a bit of the guidance the will only Sakat. Other would holy functions is true. They should be respectable. They should be able to meet my needs respectively and put you on a good state in society. I don't know Sina quite a chop on them when to prank when in Haron Sigi as I have on the inner fire to Mulhan. Other day in a Sakat or Punga a constable CIA, first of all, it's so much untapped potential will be there in the job aspirant. In a Panjaram Portugal, another school, aspiration, own genius to realize on the Tokranis. I don't know, Tavam Tokaga, Karam Lerga, Humans Haraga, a Lucian Pomley. The Panjavar is already in a separate Panjaran Sangra Hero. Another sports Panjaran Sangra Hero. Says that me in Guyana politically, my challenge will be myself. I see a root of hanging up to Phanjoubam. Other than I low skilling, but steady and secure job. I don't challenge myself. I don't grow anymore. I don't grow too much. I grow to a certain ceiling. I am a thing to promotion, increment, our society stagnates. That mediocrity is quite high. That mediocrity I consider Sakari labor mediocrity. It's a definite ceiling. You can't rise beyond certain point. But Adigi mediocrity is much higher than what the people in the open are. So the people in the open are not actually given that option to actually be what they are. But they will be aspiring to be a government servant. And in the process, there are two problems. One is the government cannot take in everybody. As many employees, say about 60,000, direct employees, 60,000, 70,000 hero. So maximum MR battalion, 1 lakh your hero. 1 lakh 50,000 for your direct employees. What about the rest? 30 lakhs 1 lakh employees of cancer. We don't have an answer for that. I think answers I think governance key main challenge, one of the biggest achievements will be in giving that hope to the rest. I when Sarkar was Fati haven't the Sarkar was Todoni, Adam Todri option late was Wakan Kalmangam. I think is the biggest challenge, it'll be the biggest achievement anybody who does it. It's a cancer. I don't know, Aina, see how cancer the young society is what example in the Amtana Poro is some the road least travel can make it road crossing your bird and so the Sorogani Langas the Hanit at the limit subsidy store. Let me show you. I do the least travel sort of seconds I discover more and I realize my potential much more. And I may fail with assembly. I can know discovery Ulambagi man the another part to Tomagi Posiamri. Akui Sida, Akui Kokuna Manum Lake, safer, secure, you don't actually end up discovering more, wanting to rise more than where you are permitted. Adipol Lake answer example, for example, Malariga and Ringa, Everest Karam, they're supposed to have climbed Mount Everest 10 years ahead of Hillary Clinton, Hillary Tenzing Norge, Monica, 1953 guy. 10 years ahead. Winner, I need a car. Very poor equipment. Everest car, impossible. Otherwise, they wanted to climb. The Kamagi press conference. Press conference, my response. My response probably. Mina Henakans company, Sinadu mean the so it has stayed as one of the most iconic statements. Every because it is there. I have to see it. It is there. See was Yahondre, Naharon Hori was saying, and Haron the Prajamian because it is there, I have to discover more, I have to see more, I have to realize my full potential. I have in the country with the Torah. I had in my Sarkagi, say, MR Bedalena Mahandore, possible listening go, I consider there will be a cover since the low, very low, and the topic and low, chapter. So the other professions are not worth it. That is the only ambition here. So that ambition is actually limiting us. I don't know, we have to grow the economy in a different way, nurture the economy in a different way. And in fact, the duty of people in the government service is actually to enhance the rest of the population outside of, or rest of the economy outside of the government. I'm safe, I'm taken care of. I would now take care of my children so that they can be in my position. We are not growing bigger and we are not ambitious. We are not seeing beyond that ceiling. We just want to be safe, and that safety is also as Yamun also hinted that safety of stagnancy is not a very safe situation, because when the ground reality changes, that inability to change, that status of being stuck at one position only can be very dangerous for the society as such. And we are not able to overcome that danger. We're not even able to see outside of that, outside, and realize that there is danger if you don't change. If you are not able, if you're not malleable, if you're not flexible, if you just remain rigid to one customary kind of outlook to the economy, to livelihood, to our life in general, I think that is a very big kind of danger that we're putting ourselves into. That we are actually in literature. There is a writer, George Eliot. She has written a book called The Middlemarch, and it is actually about this, that you are just that Middlemarch can be very, very a very secure position, that you don't go outside your given assignments, and you just stick to what is prescribed for you, and then end your life that way. It's a positive kind of a cycle, that you are a pumpkin, you just be a good pumpkin, and then make your children be also pumpkins, but you're not looking at the other options of discovering more in the world, the infinite and the possibilities are infinite. But of that infinity, we are just confined to a certain sphere, and the sphere has become our world. I think that's the biggest danger that we are in. Let me, in the first round, let me end here. But if you want to probe me more, I can. I don't know if I have given you three answers and all that.
Yeah. Thank you, Tamo. Tamogi yamna ikhwegi thoughtful ideas share to bibagi namak. Maruaina Tamo na ikhwegi ngasagi role of youth and job assurance. Not only the government job, there are many avenues where the youths of the state, Manipur, can go ahead. Aduna ngasagi tamon habi kiba akogi government gi job katang job wai katang low da bahai atopa entrepreneurs even in Manipur also ko hojik yamna very good young entrepreneurs are also there in Manipur. Aduna ngasagi government gi job se katang na tana top avenues lay have a same message na tamo gi marui ba
a little beyond that, I'm saying something else also. What you're saying is what I said, but also something else. That the existence of the government job structure is actually killing the other initiative. It's not just a question of something not being available, it's actually killing. We're losing a lot. I do talk to the that's a major challenge. We have to lift it, not only because of giving livelihood, but opening out that ambition. That ambition is open. I can be anything. I can pursue anything and have a good life and also climb the social ladder. They become much more vibrant. There will be much more fire in their belly, which is not happening in Manipur at the moment. We cannot think of somebody like Elon Musk coming up from us because that challenge is no longer encouraged in our society.
Okay, Tamu, thank you. I Anisuba second round of panel discussions today. Amuk yambung Nimai amuk laksigi ngasay ambung na panbiki ba most important issue lack of governance. Ngasay lack of governance ki issue mayam yambung Nimai na habikre. Aday the kamay na ngasay issue sina how that particular issue will have a place in the forthcoming election. Hadim ako'y maruay ba nga sitim sing sa ila iba forthcoming Manipur State Assembly election due in 2022 early 2022 is due ay ba ko'y elections nga sa high ba issues na how and why nga sa kamay na nga sa issues na kamay na live elections na maruay ba role malaw ko have tang tang thambiyon.
Ay na ngasi article of People's Chronicle hapse miniko non capitalization of talents in sports that is basically for sports ni, but it can be expanded to any discipline da. When there is a value of a particular vocation or a particular profession, other professions se tane yam see uji aphegi doctor eta koi hai whether he is competent or not, whether he has the characteristics to be a good doctor and even mediocre students follow the doctor because the Manipuri society put a very high value to the medical profession. Madugi matang da ina izabani apagi Flynn effect Flynn na haramani capitalization of talents man first when you use the opening aduga Flynn effect mayam se khangbi du ne ba for the last 20th century is the mayang your general IQ system to hang 3 points ki the reason aduga 100% ever it is environmentally impact of it better education people better health opportunities mayam sina IQ system increase the IQ for every decade there is a growth of about three points. I flint effect like this. That can be applied to all professions that don't apply to we are. The Manipur unfortunately both the issue we never go on issue. We go on personality and the person who can spend a maximum amount of money. That is the tragedy of the Indian democracy. I think I just thamjari akoina sarkar ama wasakre kanda magi manifesto or what is known as the vision document. Kayamna kumang tauksale. Are they able to fulfill the promises they have made? A question of the hung there. Very unfortunate way. The question is hung the banina. Sarkar has interest low there. The unfortunate way was the party Sarkar government subservient way parties. The Luker kind of Fagana party na Sarkar we have made these promises, you have not fulfilled issues later because everybody has now become a chamchagiri to the man in power. Aduna issues it is not going to have any impact on the general election. The Masidi academic circle the meet the Ubukambu na Kanabewa the me both the XYZ difference of like every individual see Magi franchise someone of Mina what do the impact like the Yamna I know both see a head however when I put a state from what they I post except for 2 elections where I was outside the state for my education. Sideshida in Uber Sideshida. Issue based. I'm one for the order. Set clear. Issue the set the vanilla. According to Payam the high regasu. Seat the winner Fagani, seat the winner Fagani, high Sideshida. So long away. Yam the level TBC RTI X Lac Record 2005 Right Information Act 2005 that is accountability and transparency for hiring them. The Hoting Manipur the information see despite the State Information Commission directing the department to furnish the information. Moina appeals at lab. They know that they will lose in the High Court. So let's say that they are making it so difficult. The process is made so difficult that common men do not access information. Sigi wakallo Geneva. They have got a totally negative attitude toward transparency and accountability. The accountability and transparency later the corruption is the breed and the corruption is the bane. I article the corruption is very easy. You go around, see how many palatial houses are constructed by the government employees and by the politicians. Fix them. Manipur is such a small society. Kanana Kari Tori, like Hanakani, me Lakontra, the two Mutang Lavani, and holding power with me, I am, which is like Hungary. And Akogi Sitaneva, Akogi, utter lack of governance and anything I did say. That we have not even made an effort. The Hoji change me am like echo, Hoji AI na Lai AI na article equal a. Ultimately, Pradip Akoy Jetham Pangaroidum, the Kala, the AI articles, Irkan, the Matuni and a panning in a Haraga Woogie situation love me. The gay Akogi youth sedation the cryptocurrency, like a coliver, what are the advantages and disadvantages of the cryptocurrency? But the current time our education is so outdated, utterly irrelevant to the real world. Mashi Mayam see Uber consider ID Manipur see I get colleague Amana the Imanavam the it's a mediocre state. It's a failed state and a hiding Manipur. The killer of films today. The economy, the country, the country, a quite ad Matamda. For Shivadi, a queen Nuaidi, Hibasi, a queen late travel. Where a quite hierarchical, infant mortality rate, we are very good. But traditionally, it is a traditional strength never. It is not because of the efforts of the government. Infant mortality rates are hard. One didn't lack now. And the maternal mortality rates are hard. Our ladies and our kids are very robust never. Adu Kangana Sarkana the way more that we agriculture the high method, Adu Adana Pusile, how do you say? It is not by the effort of the government. It is by individual entrepreneurs or a farmer the percentage in ever. Manipur urea from the high country. Many people are using nano urea because it is cheaper and it is easier to apply. And to calibrate the reliable. People the innovative but the only problem is that we are not making it into an environment where innovation is cultured and respected. My babki attitude today is the unfortunately lady. Election gida lakpa kansida election gi debate sit the wukanda the mayamadu kambiramani. What is the quality of the debate? Amaga hunaraga chainaraga tokpangakana. No parties or no individual goes into the actual debate. Karino, Pava, Patava, Moina, Udiva, what is the vision of Manipur and how we are going to do to attain the vision. Ashigumba, Amata, TV, the Kangde, cover the Kangde, the Womatam Sida. It is a gutter level debate, never told me this. I don't know. Election, the Manipur election is never based on issues. It is all based on personalities and money power. I don't know. According to Thamzeriwa Mayam City, election that reflect or can have a city. The time is already late to ensure that such issues are being made relevant for the election. So I give a thank you. I give second round to Lucia.
Oh. Hello. Tabi ko.
Tai.
Sounds yam tak na taba. Oh. Oh. Yam no wajari amo hojeki ko gi asagi governance ki issue se. Sinat tabda ko gi issue atopus am laidana economic development development underdevelopment land reforms intercommunity costs sumba mayam sida kitang ai live election si kamaina ani mari len hanba yabagi issue do adu habetang ga pandibe yarga
I governance today mayam si if we have a good governance it can all be tackled in time. Okay. Many are intractable problems but intractable we have to bring in an understanding between the various groups. Land reform is our Manipur land review and land reform act. It is so outdated. It has outlived its purpose. We still have a classification of Inkhon, Tautabi, Anganfo, and Powder, which is totally irrelevant now. According to the commercial Dagal Academy, residential Dagal Academy, industrial Academy, my answer La Akan Sida. According law, amend or tax matching revenue, land revenue 10 times. That is regarded as a good amendment by the government, which is Kari Haini. Kariana apigi thingin thingbung ngamdrega nasikong taina na prajada the wahan bane wa praja pithati ga dorme amse aduna see study to atopa state ki adagi atopa laiba ki study to ba ya ba atopa state apai yamna good apai ge land revenue ki govern to bo lady nagi Tamil Nadu the present to we Karnataka to we Punjab ka sidum land revenue yam present to moi ki moto bodum tambay ya ba the moi ki da tawri kano da tambasi 100% tambadi shwa yaro ba because apai tradition and ethos khara dum khele ya ba aduna madugi apai cultural aspect ki apai lejeri ba ga half raga de apai resentment adum lakane ba adu sulja ayo thami sine apai ki issue mayam se election that it becomes totally irrelevant. That is the tragedy of Manipur ki political situation now. Apai ki da hojik lady si lam gi leire lambi gi leire mayam ama apai issue si leire ba adagi thabok phangdabagi which is very major issue ni ko thabok pang unemployment gi se unemployment high basi da government ngakti thabakti no government can provide employment to its citizens 100% people kalamta leiroi but private sector da magi self employment gi kari gi mayam gi opportunity si pi ga tamne and the people say this akhoi gi de ai khrati am successful oi ko akhoi gi Manipur gi startup ki hai base but ai the article is abne Manipur sarkar se startup ki meaning bho da understand to gre na startup the it markets innovation nangi water storage things hava that is not an innovation that is a MSME never aduna innovation haidi you can scale up see am thuna scale up taw madu never innovation aduna Manipur da sahi amada tragas 1329 thaw matamda people are shocked outside the ai colleague mayam ai gi mana mayam high ga whether Manipur has got that type of innovation and more shock way you know in many of the states big states the startup the funding to receive about 200-300 and no bank loan you know the idea puthuiba innovator me say popularize the way out there and it's all a venture capitalist na tawga me aduna akhoi gi di very good policy say Manipur la kan we twist to suit our kari haini manipulation akhoi requirement the suit tawam na ta akhoi manipulate taw yana na bagi ama akhoi da tawreba keno da masi pusale isi ai gi khangna chana ba ai gi friends relatives mayam gi satisfy tawnam ne ba aduna akhoi gi da aina sum yeng ba 30-40 day they are real akhoi gi startup ni ma company oi ga tamni adagi ma gi production scalable oi ga tamni it can grow to 100-300% within the next few years madugi si innovation do yaw da badudi akhoi gi kana de ba the innovation ne toraga YouTube te yengaga support sara kana ko innovation ne to that such type of copycat city it should be utterly discouraged masi discouraged to ga me madu di apai yaroi and akhoi gi da aina ga saju thamjaki buduni akhoi gi politicians they are not living in the real world they are living in the dreamland amada leibudong tawaya ai example na pije ke urea like urea se phangre former mayam na when urea ji lei awat pa loi pi ni hai koi gi dharna tawre ni hunger strike tawraga urea pi on demand tawre ni and they are totally oblivious of reality that is the tragedy name of Manipur ke se the agriculture is such a subject that nang mitra ngani delay to matam da nangi output chi handar ko doine it's a calendar business ni see hojik si akhoi gi short duration crop which has a lower yield adunda trati na August dingba yarata na August lan khraga there is no way madudai de am pham chala dawni keno da magi technical initiation ki adagi booting ki stage si ising phangaktraba the ing akanda the problem le ya the mi ki darkar le matam sidai sinana ki da the high with the lay and high this is the classic example of the incompetence of our governance ki systems ki incompetence high gadra adaga aware oidaba high gadra asima if we have a good governance later the Manipur problem it can't be settled in a year or two, but if we start making efforts to settle it, say naga peace talks how long even a framework agreement is a term soup. I think among the Torega they say contrast to the Siki cannot the life say black and white alternative. It's all gray never. I don't know. The matamama of our systems there, say of our system or Machana way. The matamam the Yampati have a say, matamam the upper the water can never. I did Madugi adapt over the ability to adapt. Can the ideas life scientist hatranina adaptations in every quite a maru. I an example on Pizavani. Dinosaurs, they rule the world. Otherwise, 65,000 million years in Manga, they vanish. The measly cockroach, they have been there for the last 350 million years. And which is more successful, the dinosaur or the cockroach? Species continuation, the cockroach is far, far superior to the dinosaur. And yes, why not hire a second round to the Swina Surjitkumar.
Thank you, Yambung. I think all my questions. Heidi Yamna Pazana Mariksumna Taki Bagidamak Yambung Butagasari. Matang Daina Tamo Pradipta Anisuba Amadero every round Gikanosta. Panel discussion questions Dina Hanging Machine Sai Tamona Taki Hiba. Hi, Sumaya Maduna, like how that particular issues have a place, or how and when, why that particular issue dunanga say forthcoming elections they come an important place important role low that have the habit
see forthcoming election I think it's not going to matter much. Momentum it'll take much longer. Otherwise, it'll also need a lot more involvement of what is often referred to as enlightened elite. People who believe in that enlightened self-interest. I'm doing this, I'm sacrificing certain things for my own interest. I don't just accumulate everything in my hands. I'm distributing it in my own interest. Movement in change election momentum find category overturn the correct Manipur unity elections Delhi power defection power our on the high level Manipur notice about Manipur Mizoram Congress by me MNF Lakana Congress MNF deals. Aduga some the Mizoram state so BJP BJP horse head of the Arunachal Pradesh Manipur Nagaland of the BJP owns a high ground is Hagalaga vote Kazara Chamberlain. Some of the BJP car and congressman of BJP Talo from the time of the Manipur Arunachal Pradesh see ruthlessness Chow Yao and Chow level Tivaita. The level Tivo Ergasu seen reality or late in a election, the Sinadum Testament of Roma as you see Central BJP and Pirate, other BJP, Nadum Stan Kalap, Natomale, and the election also the elections 100% which predict on what there is. So Magi, that's a strong point. Either Magi, say premiums BJP the kind of Lego Mali, I think the latest ideology Thaja was from the center can apply Hajizik Manipur in powers canano. The Mathanikana power pipe, way military so every time from Pamadra Poladra. Other Majo Yang, other Maki parameters, other Romali process. The long term, they see correct out of the other. Correct out of the Sinahagati election now, I want the Piggy. Pull up, I am have a fail state. Fail state Serapina, Yanga and the fail state people, short term, long term, the is a sunken civilization guide to Mutkiva civilization guide to Repost slaves. The Harry Rapina, Yanga and the history is when a geological terms, Yanga dinosaur. I don't know historical terms, Yanga he, Changa, one of my thought about Hayakasra. Jamai Manusaka, Mutray, and Single Manusaka, Mutray, and Jared Diamond, like collapse, how civilizations survive or die. Like, but an example on commercial civilization, I don't see the Greenland Norseman, I see Easter Island, statue of those Haramukamu, the point on the Swala man, Kayinga said the Queen of Jatinga, we are not seeing beyond immediate, beyond the immediate. In Tapakan, my daughter gets soon was latest. The dangerous juncture of the rank. State of failure, the emergency lakpa. As a civilization, as a recognized cultural entity, as a recognized people with a certain distinctive culture and civilization. I do how this woman mark that I have in see whereas the Pokum correctly. See the Pok see Pokuna the way possible elections so we should be near panic now. See the which change the whole thing was I have seen. Cannot home at them and Kajan is moved up. I do we change paradigm I'm like right from high cancer so young had artificial intelligence for we talk actually now sending especially manual jobs artificial intelligence carbon finally I can set a point of I consider there are people imagining different kind of futures. Futures how do you moderate this hypothesis? Questions some very interesting answers. Greece key finance minister Yanis Varoufakis Magilarik later Magi talking to my daughter about the economy, how capitalism fails and succeeds. And I'm late. My high and my capitalism is failing because we are defining ownership in a different way. Capitalism is the corporation owns everything. Workers may actually they are not participants. The man Haisana is a collective enterprise. So we have to inherit it together. Whatever success that company has, it has to be inherited. When a company of successful, the Mapuzi Masasing the whole in the companies. Right? It should be a shared kind of inheritance. I don't know how Pina Manamagi my artificial intelligence, I consider all our jobs are replaced, but our incomes will not because we will be inheriting. My artificial intelligence is into they lack of benefit it should be shared. We can put our minds to other things, creative things, maybe not about earning anymore, because that will be done by artificial intelligence, which is beautiful, but it may not work because greed is such. And also the greed as well as the selfish elite who are controlling the 1% people who are super rich. They will be defining the laws. They will make all those kind of what they call the legal fictions to ensure that ownership is defined in a certain way, that they will always own those things. Ownership so it's just a matter of legal definition. So it's a fiction, so we can always change it. But that is too far-fetched for us. But immediately, I think we have to tackle first our immediate problems. Corruption tackle the answer. There are two ways, as I see it. One is policing job. Scrutinize over. You do it from the top. The other way is actually to change the economy. Corruption. Why is corruption happening? why is that happening? Is Hangan's a basic economic question for Hangan's doctor opponents. If nobody wants to buy that job will have no price. But everybody wants to buy it. I don't think there are only few jobs left. So Sarkar will have corruption markets. But supposing I had alternatives, I mean viable alternatives that jobs which can give me equal prestige as well as equal livelihood, equal salary, or maybe more attractive because I am there in the open sky. In the government, there is a ceiling, and the ceiling is pretty low. I think corruption will die its own death. If there are no buyers, and if I get it, I'll take it. It is also a good job. But if I don't get it, I'll get something else. That job will have no bribery tag on it. If you put up a private tag, nobody will buy it. There's something else I can do. So we have to actually eradicate corruption not just by the policing. Policing is also necessary because some people will do it in any case. Maybe it's not about the job market. It's also about swindling from the bank, whatever. So there has to be policing, but the more widespread and more universal kind of an approach to this problem would actually be to alter the economy, where the job market, especially we're talking about job market and corruption. When you say corruption, we are mostly talking about how people are buying jobs, how bribery works. So if that bribery, the condition in which bribery works, if you remove that condition and replace it with something else, then that bribery itself will become redundant. Then I think there will be much more space for people to think outside the box, people to look for new avenues, people for actually discover more. And as I said in the earlier remarks, that people begin to challenge themselves, not just a set target, but they will begin to challenge themselves. I painted something well, I want to paint something more, I want to add more color to this environment, or whatever. The challenge will become yourself, apart from your competitors. There are competitors, but you also start challenging yourself. And that condition is what is necessary for us to actually rise above the rest. Even in sports, my Mirabai lifted that much. Next time I want gold. I can lift 202 kilos now. I want to lift 210 kilos next time. Having my challenge. If I'm just stuck there in one job and I'm happy, next year I'll buy a car, and then maybe after that I will add one more room to my house. Maybe your life is taken care of, but as a generational kind of example, you're not doing much. That you are actually helping in stagnating that entire environment. You're putting everything into that. You're becoming part of that middle march, as George Eliot said, that you are just happy. Like George Eliot, I use this, that's why I'm using it. That you're just happy writing bazaar note and getting a lot of money. Just instead of doing something innovative, bringing out new ideas, which is the actual challenge that this guy is a doctor. I remember in that book, long time ago I read it. Doctor was initially very, very ambitious. He was thinking about inventing things, bringing out new ways of treatment and all that. But in the end, the pressures of the society is such, of the family, of the all the pulls and pressures, that he ends up writing Bazaar Note. He was doing very well, but he was never happy because his original ambition was something else. So what I'm saying is that we have to be working to bring about a society in which that freedom of ambition is given the room to actually grow. And I think immediate elections I think we have to work towards that as a community. People with enlightened self-interest. Why should I be doing this? Ultimately, we are doing ourselves damage. see that enlightenment is about that. So I think we have to make more people think about this. Involvement corruption report. There is one more thing. If we are participants, then the corruption will be less. Not to be doing. I'm just a part of a vessel which is moving. I just hitch a ride, but I want to get the best seat. And not to be if I'm a participant, if we are pushing that bus together or pulling the cart in turns, then we will try to optimize it. In example, in PCRM, Yokshan Dobling Handema Tokan Kai organized to it. Kaina kansa pesa tawa ada pesa consider like I horaga food hande tanho hande torgane I'm a participant. I am part of that particular enterprise and I have a stake in it. I have kalanga magansa dima tohungo toholoeba sarkari thot tokan di pesa kaina sana kare ma chan be pap we chani mo ada adu di kuchot pani ada adali lekang the lekan tori mo myam sina because they think it's just you're just hitching a ride. You're not part of that project. So I think that's when we really succeed. I think it's a big challenging thing, and it's also one of those fights for survival. If we don't do it, I think we will not survive. Maybe 1-2 generations will carry on, but we will not move ahead. We'll just be stuck at a certain level, and from there we will not move. And when you don't move and everything else is moving, then you'll be left behind so much that at some point, it'll be actually impossible for you to move any further and live on. You'll have to merge with something else and surrender yourself to some bigger vehicle, somewhere else to hit that, right? You can't be driving your own independent vehicle anymore. Thank you. Second is my
Thank you, Tamo. Matam se ai pung kam kuina continue to wado no khang aduna pare tamo kui nga sai tamo madi yamung kini maina habi khibu mayam se aroi boina khoi hojik library ba nga sai khoi discussions de yaubiri ba mayam sidagi any comment suggestion any query gumba leragadi I just open the floor for discussion from any of these participants or any comment gumba suggestion gumba like them habiro tamo be more library bra
mutual area mutual area mutual tadre mutual area yeah I'm mutual area yeah now okay
join together mo MU gi kang to dalo mapang ga da sang ge to ya de na problem ka le ma le ado to Facebook to di me am yenge to monitor to me more support to ge haram de ado anyway aina sai yamunga tamoga da ta general khige aina yamunga tamoga as a student of social science ge khige aina CS list like election study ge kari the voting behavior the nature the study ma'am the work in common pattern structure inside Karabudi like Yamunga Tamoda in a concrete suggestion of the name that I could hang that dominant over Yamunga Tamoda the economic underdevelopment issue one of the major issues in Tamoga Yamunga town. Economic underdevelopment issue. The unemployment we are. Adaida Yamuna within a second customer male. Land reform to show Manipur land revenue the use of agricultural land, shrinking of agricultural land. I think the food production economic vision number the booty I told the focus we are integrated economy now in the world we are going to produce of the the conservative thinking the primary sector they consider the economic development not China have I collection the economics was retired of more different opinions the economics. Economic development would be maru or to lady bar ski the mama high tare Manipur see unique boy but hill valley divide guys India skill the lady hill state versus state with hill kind of the classified over planning commission like how I call the na integrated with the Roma Yaw last speak over like the type like the community based identity politics key. Shagainer the ladies economic thinking at the common interest even on the report. Adagi armed insurgency or armed rebellion higher liberation movement higher armed political movement higher. Lady Bapaya Mayam I could the day in the out affect the lady both in larger political or social life. High issue Mayam see economic development in a body generations they are less interested about armed rebellion, armed insurgency, Hill Valley divide doesn't matter. That younger generation aspirations, economic development, employment and hand Changabra, I know we run at Raga. Changi Hiragan See, ladies, how do we reconcile this to aspiration? Second, election a public issue. I don't know I could the we have our plan. One is that we will have lectures on, say, regional politics in nature in India, the Karino, Manipur, religion ki role in India, politics, global or VI, economic or VI, electoral process or VI, Mapan ki Ozagi, a series of lectures so that public education, Manipur who's who invite others to specific issues as to we want to build up because we are thinking about building up public issues. Clarity by the time next year, clarity on any issue, say, a document or see the TikTok as we will the concrete voting level, at least we are planning to target some specific constituencies. General specific both part of the two youth in the certain technique disclose public domain the so that it affects in certain urban constituency where people get to learn hey the public issue that the report targeted and and either we stop talking about issues we accept psychology that learn helplessness and my experiment it's easy the other experiment over I do be type that I could be psyche learn helplessness farm is a break issue color base or the intent by Yana how do we do that? How do we go about doing this from now on, practically, so that we have some impact and public issue have some impact on the election? What I say, economic developments in the younger generation, the aspirations, it's a dominant armed insurgency, Hill Valley divide in the secondary youngster 18 to 35 they want all that they want is their jobs, their well-being. They want KFC, they want to have mall and they want employment. Is that the aspiration? Or do they have other aspiration about the dignity of the state, communal harmony, so and so forth? And similar second, give us some suggestion how concretely we can affect this coming election.
Agang millennial the hoje mogi academy si opportunities not necessarily the government sector at the moment of entrepreneurship say for the Manipur am thin hekapani agripreneurs if we look into the last about a decade or so there has been a perceptible rise the madugi environment say if we have a proper environment some aina naha singchi nahada yamna apagi social issues da karida yamna apagi concern oijaba dum dai tabnate dum dai but generally oina yengwa matamda apai economic ki issues ine hena important oina lowbadona aina sum ui masi aina yam kanna heta scientific oiba apagi canvassing tawdana apai questionnaire tawdana te but generally aina sum thengnarakpa Sing in some what is Habakanda, they are too much concerned about the economic welfare, the multi well-being say. Adoga social issues are Karigashida social issues see a pain Rakanda Hena Wankala ever. I dissatisfaction see in one side later at side so Adam I saw was just so Pungdopagi, my own Sule. And the Hill Valley divide say is very unfortunate call. Unfortunate, I saw them Hajavuni land the base or people the base or money British. It was never on land. The land on Hokre, in 72, the Article 371, see the Nakanda. If you look into the 1947 regulation, it was never a hill areas regulation, it was the hill people regulation. Rules for the management of the state of Manipur in 1917 hill people the whole idea see British divide and rule policy to consider moina correspond basi moini jingchen bigani haidana moi proselytization gi my am so lady madudi ngangna rutra kamta hodi kanadre that is past history ni ngangna roga hodi chawba henga kadabudani aduna election jida election commission ama thambadi am pharab neba public debate by the candidates say mase khoi mamang da tawa kan sida sida candidate khari lau ya de khoi request also the moigi economic thing expose to sangi aba issue based haidi mana ngani muda ngawna ta organizer siliba kambu sina set of questions hangba aduga let him give a reply whether he is competent or not as a public da khanganba masima yam kana sangi ada constituency ki debate tongna halla kan da de khara apaba khara gyan ta basidam mina masa khangdi gani na ai khalle adu natraga de election commission ko CM reganda de mandatory oidraga de tawi hata yate the person who is slightly weak or who is less knowledgeable asi la oyate aduna akoina pame the enlightened ruler ama pamane enlightened ruler do lehen gi hai taraga de enlightened oiba mi ngakna vote ka ki base darkar layaba madu identify to basima akoi sangi masima akoi pressure dum pibi yai ada hoti Manipur ki situation ji yam nuai ba jane am nuai jane de is very akoi flux ta lay ba yam interesting oi jane akoi gi sociology ki chhatra gumba kari gumba yam na study to ba nuai ba period ne ba akoi ji kari no akoi samra ngamra kai tu ni akoi ji yam unsettled oi ba akoi gi apam ba si wa hai ba ngam da ba gi situation amada adum leiba dona ai ui COVID-19 lakpa kan sida sida na amuk ka hena the me they have become so much frustrated given the some confined to the sang le bagi frustration to wa adagi people get relaxation TV yang manatana direct ba lyric power habits unfortunately it is a dying art where lyric power very few is reading mi khara da ngai ri hai batare adi lyric power kan de akoi khange ba mi ge lam da kala di kai tawri ge kholi ge ji khange what is happening around the world hai basi akoi globalization ki global village ne hire consideration what is happening around the world I cannot be a part of that globalized society or globalized economy the be more high but the yam lu koi ki high but the panglai lai na high be ai ko but toroko matam the when it comes to when we come to the practicality basi yam thira lui ba akhoi na vote ama vote or pa kan se sida nasai akhoi gi Pradip na hai am chumi akhoi gi di ideology based am tanate I ni am to question to jabani a party when there is no intra party democracy how can they when they form a government they can function democratically I have questioned it many times kana akhoi gi president je akhoi gi member me half de any political party they were nominated, the president is nominated. There is no intra-party democracy. Then how do you expect a government formed by such party to become a democratic when a function to was ikara luganevo. And the hojiki akoina smaina tawdana akogi public awareness akoi build up to the car like the masi yaro hari se yam defeaters oiba attitude tawtaraga de akoi society ji mang kitab akoi gi yamna akoi gi defeaters oitaraga de akoi society mu kitab ne Pradip na kasai thambe bu question ji akoi gi their civilization ka karika da oi thok the history is akoi gi example level sigo mayam legre aduna akoi kitang understand over the change pamba for the better pamba khangbu sina de yaro high city we machine chumo deputy so the city successful over society so over we have got a traditional strength the traditional resilience we can do it I am a incorrigible optimist we still have a future provided sumna changchal lagadi haiba daga sidai the changchang basidai sidai am live if we have a charismatic leader a born leader am thola gadi yes then it becomes much more easier unfortunately Manipur is totally bereft of charismatic leaders they talk there ko jikse first state leader na kangai la tawi and I smai thamjage bimo
Lama, Tamogi Person Kaza Repai Sujit, I'm taking your permission. I just put a recorded labor policy that don't go out of the website to the organization conversation there. Lamu Tamoda say same question, Janina Tamo participation for the curry suggestion concrete. Lamuna say practicalities in level concrete level the curry ektawa against the Dikun the Matsuba Yamunga cyber intra-party like the say or political system to witness, electoral system to witness the all over India like although a top states in the ideology of BJP guideline for Congress and like the central level of the top state the ideological factor yaw with it. I mean to assume that BJP Kumba RSS Kumba committed principle yaw the ideology yaw the Hindi project yaw the Sumaki party ne have the land and this is a very principal party with ideological project. So toxin bagi one Kashmir national conference of going thorough work of me as a Muti Kambu was full of more user. Money could the party the principle and ideological yaw Akwai kunai ci ta ngai ra ran kala wai to ka jaw ya wi ta ngang te akwai witness the party to the table aduna CBI kang de BJP kang de Congress kang de Manipur Pradesh ko character ma yaw ha ga akwai character wo ne de bai na ta anyway na aduna makun ci ba practical la that more around so in the same question what are steps that you think that we can do public issues ye operate on ba election da adu atopa na sa ha mang dig tamo ko se angang naha hogale this is the aspiration there all that they need is employment and good life job aspiration economic development etc nataga atopa socio political concern consciousness yaw the generation when the later bra I the atopa consider the youth say them anti-military struggle की करी की तुम कोरिया की story, France की story, मुझे pass हुए रबरा हुई सुनो इधर नहीं चल रहा, अदु की trend ला global की नक तक कोई की specific होगा generation, how will I gonna including the consciousness याव रबरा, all that they want is economic development and jobs. अदु रहा है बिचंगा तमो concrete steps that we can take तमो की बहुत
we concrete step है कैसे तो is a very difficult thing to answer. We can say hey, we have problems. The magnitude of the problem is quite big. It's been happening throughout history. It has to be met with politics. Maybe not mainstream politics, but it has to be a layered kind of politics that happens at the grassroots. And that is not happening. Example in the Mizoram example can be very good, where grassroots young Mizoram guys talk bribery, traffic norms. Assume that civil society later, civil society are diverted to other issues. Another thing is politics too many heavy ones to civil society may answer politics out there and so what is the point? Politics to talk either we mix stand some labor process. See, I'm telling you, I'm going to have a summer number post. We see politics to the seat as to Malay, Sangalasi, having to Manam Tokar. So we bright away. I think we say identity politics or politics, Mana, but say communal Ponganga, I say ground level, grassroots movements, civil society body as a lady of Pull Punjala already see to focus on both other kinds of individual level looking at Hagi films as a Kiba, politician, Piraga, Sakiba man, unlegible. They can say individually correct the high density. There are so many difficulties that first is poverty is so widespread, and when you're poor, sometimes you don't make good decisions. You see your immediate only. Hey, any have a company which I don't know politics can pay politician as a happy post light. Happy is if 1,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees didn't matter to any of the porter, they did not happening over it. See, post Yaudi, poverty post Yaudi. A leg I said, I say, mana decisions, bad decision low is my own inclination. There are some compulsions. Have a see like Amazon Palada, Rutger, Bergman. Magi utopia for realists. You can say, why do the poor make very poor decisions? It's been a study, even for psychologists. And apparently there was an experiment. Sugarcane farmer, and sugarcane is something you harvest in one part of the year. So these sugarcane farmers, one part of the year they are rich, one part of the year they're poor. So this is when you're poor, you make all kinds of poor decisions. You borrow money, you drink more. All that kind of thing happen. But when you're rich, even your IQ improved by about 14 points, it seems. That rich in the sense that your images are taken care of. We need to be mobilizing at that level as a longer term kind of mobilization, improving the economy. But on the for the immediate, I think what is necessary is for our civil society bodies. They have to come forward. And then again, civil society also rivalry election system is both other kinds of future quite canny have me. Proxy the Canada with a own genius discovered quite helpful when you have the country. On them to the civil society rules down Europe and Adam partisan with the other parties, other parties, both other kinds of traffic routes up to the overtake the Toyaro have see. Kanam to the partisan with my own election is who they have started both lawyer. I said, both other kinds of mobilized over Silicana, both combo, not both president of the having seen mobilized home. When it says Facebook, PCRM, Risu, Yoruba, influential, so we Karadam Lekaga, grassroots level push forward on the way. The sister was the agenda of Jona, here in Tasso, another with one single point agenda, and both the Mizoram example, sometimes it gets a little bigoted. For instance, when they were pushing the language, Dolian language, you try me and the pull up when Dolian organs all of the census report 1960 census, 61 census, the Mizo later day, 71 census, the Mizo I had to go, and I try me, but sometimes I try me and disappear or not identified over. Lushay man, Lushay and Lusay, Lusay Mizo on her. The pull up 1 minute, she got all the pushed over the hands in the Marmy, I'm putting target of Bakmami, I'm thinking target of report pretty away. I do a result, I do give drawbacks of Hangamina. I don't know the elections here, I think the civil society movement when it's Mera Pavi and also we should tackle the might mobilize the kinds of the civil society body map, Mera Pavi map, which has undergone quick long term the Pelicanroy, let's see longer traditional and which has other totally congregation campaigning of more and neglecting the motors. GNC, we have to start from now. We start from now. Maybe you cannot bring result, but at least make it known that it doesn't work anymore. Your ideology, your election manifesto, that is the only thing that will matter. The first, I consider emotive issues. People get dragged away. Pakistan, India, some of the India under siege later, saber rattling, Pakistan, bomb, Pulwama, bomb, there is my acquisitions who are repost neutral campaign. I'm quite sure there will be people on all sides. I think but that side as well as this side, getting at that, not going to tell you, we post. We have 9 numbers left. When I had the territorial integrity, walking the only Chaka, we don't divert of Zakini. As soon as one has on the irrigation, have prop Zakini. I might away more than the Vida. I do it to issue double level. We first let's correct this election, the electoral process, and let's elect people who will matter, people who can actually take us to where we want to, at least give us show us a direction where we can go. I might have a music come back over the way I had the election to get people to get when a correct let's start from now. By next election, they should know that nobody will report it for their Hapai and Tadabi as Hetoroi. Once upon a time, this was there in real terms. If you just look back in history, tiny leader names kind of Alexander, Napoleon, Land, Tony, Land, Tortonis, and Land, Hail Campus, and leader of Italy. We sublimated that. There will be no more wars. It'll have to be something else. So that's something else that we have on the corner later. I consider land heavy leader from democracy. I consider current leader. So it should be somebody who, with democracy terms, a statesman should become the leader. Somebody who can actually negotiate problems. So somebody who can who can actually negotiate terms with my neighbors. I don't know the transition to the acquiring a model me or it's just carrying on. It can, if it drags on, it will be dangerous for us. So I think the responsibility has to be on the civil society at every level. There are so many civil societies here, and some are powerful. I think they should be also brought into this campaign to actually correct the electoral process. Forces over the politics. This is not a ball game. We don't believe in Indian election. This is going to just carry on. But this is what is making difference of our lives. See politics. So if we have to first decide whether we should take interest in this politics or else just say no to everything. As have you been Amasu Yadis participate over supposed option, but we have to be clear cut. Clear cut since we cannot be reverting back to the past, we have to start from now. Now, what is good for us? We have to decide And once we have decided, then we have to stick to that vision. That the first thing that we have to do is to correct our electoral system. And we have to elect good leaders in this same system. Let's try and correct this electoral system. I think it needs the involvement of organized bodies, organized civil society bodies. It'll be just lost in the wilderness. Voice. So, but it has to be powerful voices, which are actually maybe not participating in the electoral process, but are interested in actually laying the ground for that electoral process to work well. So it has to be various layers of politics. One layer at the top layer is the electoral system. People are campaigning to win elections and all that. And at the other level has to be people who are ensuring that the electoral process is working well. This will be a much larger thing. Maybe it will not happen at all. Individual party proportional representation Europe so you both will be voting for the party. So if the party wins a certain percentage of votes, then they will have a certain percentage of deputies in the assembly. Well, they won't be called MPs or MLAs, they will be called deputies. So if that deputy says that I'm disillusioned with the party, I'll go somewhere else. Okay, go. We'll replace you with another deputy. People voted for the party. The party will not lay in the defects in the post. Maybe there will be some faith coming back into our electoral system. But that is a larger kind of a change which may not happen. It's also not up to us to actually make that change. But for the time being, for the immediate change, I think it is activism at the civil society level. We may not be campaign election, maybe not even in the next election it will be difficult, but in the course of 1 or 2 or 3 elections, it should come about it should take shape that elections are won this way. As we have a different definition of elections. Certain people win election, and those people are not exactly what we want always. But we change the system to make sure that people who are steadfast in what they believe and also who have vision. And you can donate eyes, but not vision. And for that to happen, I think it's a larger participation of the electorate. I mean, I have layered, electorate now, so they will also see themselves as participants. But the intermediary will be the civil society body. That this is what we want. We have to correct the system. Otherwise, we will not survive this, or we will be just left in the sidelines always. Correct and pull up
Dr. Brasu, within 10-15 minutes, why not talk to chairperson?
Basically, I totally go with what Pradip has said just now. And in fact, I was about to say before that, just like now, the institutions of the past, they are metamorphosing or they are disappearing. And we certainly see a lot of structural changes happening in MERAP IBs specifically. And so what Pradip was saying that about the civil society, I would say that, just like we have this youth clubs in every locality, why can't we mobilize? And we already have this institution. So to create that intermediary which will mobilize people, we have to start acting on this. We have to start using this body called the youth clubs in every society. But unfortunately, I don't know why these youth clubs don't have women in them. It's very fascinating. When I wanted to mobilize and Somehow it's not there, and especially in my locality.
Politicians in the mobilized.
Yeah, I was about to say that. that the youth club has also been monopolized by the local politicians. And also we have to do this thing, that, okay, we vote for certain people, for certain party, but how they suddenly change to another party, and I don't know, there are no league, nobody challenges that in the courts. They can just go to any party after getting elected from another party. I don't know whether that's allowed in electoral politics or not. Definitely. But then, I am little optimist in the sense the center is somewhere, I don't know what its strategy is, but the fact that our Northeast MPs and MLAs are being recognized and they are being put into, crucial ministries, that is a very interesting development to observe. Why is it happening, and how is it happening, and what is the intention and all that? So there is a change happening in the electoral politics, and the center, I'm not talking about the party, but the center, how it is seeing Northeast is also changing. I'm observing that, and so definitely we need newer institutions and civil society. Hanagi civil society, I don't, we need to create, civil society which can actually take up this issue, the main issue as the electoral reforms and the electoral awareness, rather than any other agenda. And also, if you have noticed that still people are not coming out of the fact that we need to make people accountable for drains, for electricity, for water, for roads. Nobody wants to talk about that. And if we talk about that, it is considered as if we are talking some petty things, but this is the actual governance, so to say. They are supposed to do that to us. They are supposed to give us as citizens. We are paying taxes. But somehow these issues, as if these issues are not really, and public toilets, go to university, you go to this secretariat. I wonder why people want to become IS officers and smell urine all the way in the offices. These things somehow they're not coming into fore, and as if they are not issues. For a civilized society, we need to address these issues also. May not sound very academic, but, as a citizen, that's what I feel.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable suggestions and comments. Tamo bimol makase kamaina adum patay comment lang.
Surjit, akogi chat Vijay Lakshmi na question ama hang baneba. I reply ama I pijage.
Hoy pibiro yam.
Okay, dinosaur when legadra, cockroach when legadra hai se. My analogy will be from science because I am a student of science. A successful species, I will say, sang a labor to never. Adana, a quite a new with the word I can't say. A quite society is a queen of labor do never quite a palm, you will say. He listening a history later. We want another 2,000 or 5,000 years for the Manipuri history to continue. As a part of the India, the adaptations in quite a maru, you say. The analogy is I'm going to Amkina Hikamale, Salsi or Vituze. So this is the variant tole. Variant tole is a quick viewpoint of the variants, with the enemy now. But from the viewpoint of the virus, it is a very successful mutation now. The continuation of the species. Dinosaur cockroach, we have to be successful. We have to challenge the system. Youth club that the out there have the in my local club, my sister Musna was the secretary for 2 terms. She was there. Adam Yaw in the piecing, if they are motivated and they are willing to work for the society, if you are working in the locality, then there is no problem. She was secretary for 2 terms.
That's very nice, but I don't think this is a very general trend, Yambung.
So in many of the women are there. I had gone around in around more than 300 localities, and the young girls' participation was in the COVID-19 awareness campaign. The young girls' participation was very good, and in some places the whole program was conducted by the girls. Although there's a whiff of change in the society, the role, with education and all. I think that there are some changes. Civil society organization restructuring maybe for the better or maybe for the worse. It may be too early to comment. Bimol City, mass mobilization of the Change, Pradipna, Hybrid Vina. I do not regadi Apoina TV the Gangba court vicinity, it doesn't cut ice. Siki mobilization, see Apoina party in a double. Pesalo what had a hyper. Not a Pesalo, quite a power me Kalu have if I did power music, my kanga the hacker, that will be a public debate. Madu Tauraga debate or Halaganda incompetent. I have seen political leaders who are just totally unaware of what is happening around the world. This is pathetic. What is Hayada? The difference in the intellectual capacity is so limited. Aduna Mohidagi innovative Weibo Wakalon Canada. Manipur needs lots of innovative ideas because we have got so many challenges. Aduna run of the middle gi Mina Saliva Kandadi conflicts. I don't hang like an ever. Aduna Apavami Humfu Karagadi, Apavami Trani, Toina Sarkar, Paimatanda, Apavati Polakanev. Aduna Tanadi, Apagi future Silla, Aduna Apagi local level mobilized the Yotki Karigi, the Sima Akoyam, Kanda Sangi and a Kali at the even restructuring Torban, the Pradip Naga hybrid Yamchumeva, Aquina politics Yauro had the politics Yauda with Israel. Aina Sarka Taboko Mutansida, Akwegi. I speak of Swami Chief Secretary is in a way. And man, I wonder, the politics scheme, Madam I am disinterested in politics. Man, no, you as a bureaucrat, you can never be divorced from politics. You have to, you may not indulge in politics, but you have to be aware of politics. And the man, I want the advisory to remember if you don't know Constitution, then you are not fit to be in the bureaucracy. And a Constitution power, how is it? I don't know, politics is involved. Everybody has to be involved in politics. It may not be electoral politics, but Rajniti system, Mama, later nobody, Lloyd about the Honor 3 and I find that Tamsig.
Thank you, Yambung, for your thoughtful ideas again. Taumbe mo makata na continue to wala na sila sila kamay ko.
Babina the pure man.
Okay.
Listen na ba? Hoy. No I say Lakadori bus election worry happy dole.
Yare.
Thank you. PCRM na sindari ba ihan hanba panel discussion public issues and electoral politics reflections on the forthcoming Manipur Assembly Election. Sida panelist oina laibikhiba Oja Singh Mingwen Panjarapuda Oza Nimai, Oza Pradip Phanjoubam, Moderator Oibikhiba Oza Surjit Amadi panel discussion Sida Sarup Yabikhiba Oza Bija Lakshmi Amadi Oza Bimol Pumnam Makpu Thagat Paga Loinana Ngasigi Oinadi Matang Swai Sida Loisenjare. We're looking forward to many more conversations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.